You're watching DIYNate. If you enjoy this video, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to tell me about your project in the comments. Hello friends, I made this video to help people struggling with figuring out how to resolve their Icemaker issues. Particularly this model is a Maytag MFI2665XEM7 fridge, but many of the troubleshooting steps will apply across many brands. That being said, this Icemaker can be a problem and has caused me a lot of challenges in the past. So let's jump into some of the common steps that I've used to solve my problem, and hopefully it helps you with figuring out what you've got going on with your Icemaker. One of the biggest problems for many people is going to be determining what is actually wrong and what repair is needed. So I created this video to help people with some basic pointers. I don't get into the heavy details like diagnosing. It involves the motherboard and all that sort of stuff, but these are some of the more common approaches to resolving your problem. First, try to pinpoint where your issue is coming from. Is it the Icemaker failing? Is it the water valve? Is it something else like a clogged filter or ice in the line? Is the Icemaker arm stuck in the off position or possibly stuck due to too much ice in the bucket? Depending on what you find, you may want to bypass some of these steps. Next, I consider one of the most common sense fixes the old reset it, pull the plug, kick the thing, or turn it off and turn it on. That's a pretty common fix, and sometimes that'll be surprisingly helpful, but most likely, if you're watching this video, you've already tried something like that or several steps like that, so my guess is that's probably not going to be your fix. In this case, this Icemaker particularly does have an on-off switch that you can power by pushing two buttons on the front of the fridge. Another one, you can pull the plug at the back, pause, wait 30 seconds to a minute, plug it back in. You'll hear a, doot sound kick on, and that may reset some of the components as well. While you're at it, if you're in the back of the fridge, the kinked water line in the back can cause problems as well if that water gets kinked. Just like if you shut off a hose, that water is not going to get to the Icemaker line or the water valve, so at the end of the day, you're not going to get any water, so that could also be your problem. So you might as well straighten that hose out, make sure it's not restricted, and you've got a good flow of water at that point. I'm not advocating for this one because I certainly want to do it. Clearing out all your food from your refrigerator. It falls in line with resetting your fridge though. So dethawing your fridge can really resolve a lot of problems. That would be more likely if you had an ice line that had gotten clogged up from getting water in the line and it iced up. So some people will recommend that, especially if you had issues with your freezer. Sometimes a leak or something like that can cause problems. So resetting your refrigerator, taking everything out, dethawing the fridge, setting it for maybe 24 hours so it can, leaving the doors open, that can be a big help as well. All right, so let's get into some of the other fixes. The water filter change. We all are probably guilty of not changing our filters as frequently as we should. I certainly am. If you have seen a decrease in the water throughput and water not coming out at all, a water filter change is probably a good idea, and it's a logical first step. So next, taking the Icemaker out to look and see what the situation is. Do you have ice in the tray that's stuck in the Icemaker and it isn't dispensing? Is it bone dry? Do you have a buildup of ice in the intake funnel that needs to be cleared out? Are there any other signs of problems? Based on that, it's going to give you a lot of ideas of what might need to happen there. So once you evaluate the status of the Icemaker, one of the big tests I like to do is simulate water in the Icemaker to see if the Icemaker will harvest. This is going to give you one of the key signals of whether or not you need to look at the water inlet valve or look at the Icemaker itself. So there are a few ways to do this, but the easiest one is probably pouring some water into the Icemaker mold while it is pulled out and then putting it back in, or possibly reaching in there using a syringe to pour some water into the Icemaker so that you can figure out if it's going to harvest or not. From my experience, if the Icemaker harvests the ice, then your Icemaker may be working fine, and it could be your water inlet valve that you need to look at replacing. If the ice just builds up and sits there and it doesn't drop, then you likely have an Icemaker problem. There are some more complex troubleshooting steps involving multimeters, solenoids, and motherboards, as well as running technician diagnostics, but for this video purposes, we're going to leave those alone. So if you think you need to replace your water filter, I've left a link in the video description on how to do that. If you think you need to replace your water inlet valve, I've also left a link in the video description for that as well. Finally, depending on your Icemaker model, if you need to replace the Icemaker, I've got a video for that as well on how to replace that and swap that out. But I really wanted to give you a walkthrough. I know a lot of people have been frustrated. In fact, this is the video originally when I started DIYNate and started doing YouTube channels. I got so frustrated that I couldn't find a good video on how to fix this Icemaker that I started doing YouTube. So I'd like to thank this Icemaker and the Maytag fridge for getting me into the YouTube space. So you've watched a lot of troubleshooting steps with this Icemaker, with the Maytag refrigerator, also as a Whirlpool. So hopefully it gives you some ideas on what might be wrong with your refrigerator. I'm wishing you the best and a lot of success. I do have some additional links if you're looking for some other videos on how to troubleshoot this fridge. I feel like I'm way more invested in this Icemaker and this fridge than I should be because of experience and having to do a lot of troubleshooting with it. So hopefully it works for you. You'll see my output, my finished product here. This fix was actually the Icemaker. That turned out to be the solve. I did replace the original model with the dial style. It was kind of recommended by the manufacturer, so it's kind of interesting. They went from one version to now they're recommending the dial version. So that's the Icemaker I'm running right now. Swapped out our Icemaker. We've got all the parts and pieces back in place, and now we're going to test it. Moment of truth. We've got just like that. We got a fresh set of ice. The Icemaker repair has worked. So I'm really excited to have replaced this Icemaker. Feel good that it's working nicely, and hopefully these instructions help you in replacing your Icemaker. If you're looking for this specific model to replace your Icemaker, feel free to check that out in the video link description below. It'll access through Amazon. You can buy a variety of different Icemakers for your Maytag or whatever brand fridge you're working on. And good luck to you. I hope it works well for you. I know I love my ice. You feel like you're going through a very tough time when you don't have ice in your house. So again, thanks for watching DIYNate and have a great day.